Swim, bike, run, keeping it real with Garrick, Lowen, Jackson, Laundry, and Nicholas Chase. Plus everyone's favorite host, Lisa Becker-Rice. This is the Real Triathlon Podcast. Training, racing, no filter, all hard.
This is the Real Triathlon Podcast with Lisa Becker-Rice and Jackson Laundry and myself, Garrick Lowen. We are 1 week out from Oceanside. We're recording this. It is March 22nd. It's Sunday. So we are 6 days out from Oceanside. We are joined with the actual course record holder. He's actually on this podcast almost every week, and people don't actually, seem to care or bring that up. I don't understand. This guy has the course record at Oceanside. This is the World Championships. This is the Spring World Championships for short, for middle distance racing, for 70.3. And he's here with us today to talk about that. But before we do that, we have to take a step back, relax, because this episode can't be about Jackson, because Lisa here always steals the show. We know that. And she went down. She's got a big boo-boo on her elbow. Lisa.
This girl can't just get through forget a season, like 3 months without getting an injury.
Guys,
I know.
Primo content. If you're watching on YouTube, you get to see the up-close stitches. We're 24 hours out of the ER.
You got stitches for that?
Yeah. It was like open.
Yeah.
I don't get stitches. I just like to leave these gigantic, nasty scars all over my body.
You can just super glue it shut.
Yeah.
It was, Jackson, can you see that?
Oh.
It was like,
yeah.
we had some like cartilage or something popping out. Steve tried to stitch it up in the kitchen. And then after texting some of his friends about like if it's like cartilage that was popping out or bursa or tendon or something, he decided that we should go to the ER and get like a CT scan to make sure that the joint didn't have air in it, which I guess is like really bad, because then you can get like, I don't know if it's like sepsis of the joint, but like it can like, you just rot the joint. So I didn't have air in the joint, but yes, I crashed my bike yesterday, and I'd say 70% my fault, 30% truck's fault, and I live to tell the tale. Never super fun, but at this rate, I crash my bike probably once every 2 years. So it's not that bad.
That's generous.
Yeah.
Maybe once every 2 months.
I have not crashed my bike.
Didn't you crash your bike last year?
No. Stayed rubber side down all year. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're good. I haven't crashed my bike since summer of 2024. So that's pretty good record for me.
Year and a half.
Almost July. Feels like July. It was like 90 degrees in Colorado this week, so it was July here. But
so tell us what happened and how it was 70% not your fault or whatever.
Okay, so I was doing an interval in TT position. My like training partner Ben was behind me because he's racing Oceanside this week too. Super strong age grouper, and it was a 10-minute interval. I had arm and arrow, and I was reaching down for like a drink to grab a drink, and there was a car that started like coming the opposite direction, and then I heard a car coming really close by, like for like a truck coming up like onto us. And then there was gravel in the middle of the road. Not just like little gravel, it was like rocky gravel. And so I like had two options. I could either swerve left and avoid the gravel and probably get hit by the truck, or go through the gravel and take my chances. And I realized I did not have hands on the brakes because I had a hand in aero bar and a hand on my water bottle. And if I was quicker at thinking, I would have like chucked my water bottle and grabbed the base bar of my brakes, but I like didn't think that quickly. And then the gravel like off the road, I went off the road, got super deep, and then just like crashed on my left side, hit my hip pretty hard, so it has a nice like road rash and like swollen hematoma area, and then hit my elbow. And then we decided
the truck passed you, like the truck didn't wait for the other car to go by. It was just going past.
No, it was just coming.
It's like, no, I'm a truck. I got to save my 12 seconds. It's very important.
Yeah. And
Need my
I think,
smoke break.
yeah, and I think I've just been like
All
so.
truck drivers are complete assholes.
Like you're not talking pickup truck though. You're talking like dump
No,
truck.
it was a pickup truck, like a
pickup
raised up
truck.
pickup
Even
truck.
worse. Probably wasn't
Yeah.
even working.
Those guys,
know.
jeez.
Those guys, Garrett has
Especially if it's like full, like all black and like a 2500, the absolute dick.
I think it was probably that car, like, but it was lifted. You were probably not lifted, Garrick. But
Mine came with a factory lift because it's an AT4.
so yeah, maybe you drove by me. But it was. I honestly have been so on edge recently when I've been riding outside because. Number one, I've heard of so many people getting like hit and killed by cars in the past couple months, and that's been like at the front of my head. And on Thursday, I was doing a bike workout on a road I like always do it on, but somebody drove past me probably at 70 miles an hour within like 6 inches of me, and it really like shook me to the point where I came home and I like ranted at Steve that I was like, if someone ever freaking kills me or makes me a vegetable, like you're gonna sue them for every dime that they own and you're gonna put them in jail. Like I was so mad. So I've definitely been a little more sketched out on the road. So I need to get like past that. So I
But
think
it's
that
valid.
also
It's such a valid fear.
it's so scary, and I've never been someone like that has been super sketched out riding on the road, but I think it's just gotten worse. Like the drivers have gotten worse. I feel less safe, and it's like in the forefront of my mind with so many people getting hit by cars recently that I'm like so like
I'm
just
telling you, girl.
jumpy.
Trainer. It saves. I'm not kidding. Like you laugh, but like there's a 0% chance of getting hit by a car in your basement on the train.
Well, I wouldn't call
Maybe
it
like-
zero. But
Yeah.
it's approaching zero.
Approaching 0% chance. Very low. I know. It's like it's hard because you love riding outside and it's more fun, and you know that's why you do this. So it's like,
Yeah.
I get it. I
Yeah.
haven't been hit
So
by a car on
anyways.
Zwift. And on Zwift, if you like collide with someone, you guys just like pass through each other. It's perfect. Like nobody gets hurt.
Yes. It's like like the ghost. You just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But have you ever been riding on Zwift? I think this happens to me when I'm come from outside. I've only been riding outside, and then I have to do a Zwift ride, and like you run through someone, and it kind of like makes you like jump for a second. You're like, why don't I go around them? It probably doesn't happen to you because you just ride Zwift exclusively.
I'm a Zwift expert.
Yeah. But anyways, that was all me. I'm still healing my foot, which is taking its little pesky time to heal. But I don't know, guys. Okay, so let's talk about the races this weekend. We had two big races. We had 70.3 Geelong yesterday, and I guess T100 also yesterday, or was it the day before? I don't remember. It's like it was in the middle of the night for us.
Yeah, impossible to tell because it's on the Triathlon Live app, and you can't get it on TV anymore because the Triathlon Live app is gone from Roku and Samsung and all that stuff.
So for the 48 people who watched the T100, what happened, Garrick? Tell us, give us a summary. I did watch a little bit. I just watched highlights.
Yeah, I watched a 10-minute highlight. I don't know if I know enough to give you a summary because I was in
What was the girl's name that
transition
came second
between
that nobody
my bike and
really
my
knows
run.
around here?
I think
but
Jessica
Taylor-
Folgard.
Taylor Niven
Oh, yeah,
won.
Folgard. Yeah, but
Folgard got
Folgard came
second.
second, and she like actually was reasonably close to Taylor, which was pretty exciting, I'd say.
Yeah.
I will
So
say
maybe
the quality of the broadcast looked legit, and it was full, like packed of people watching it. It looked like a legit event. Like it wasn't a ghost town like some of the races that they did. And I'm like, you know what? This is good, but it's too bad no one can really watch it because it's on the Triathlon Live app.
I just
Yeah.
watched the highlights on Instagram and then pulled up the tracker,
Yeah.
just kind
I
of
watched
see what
them on
happened.
YouTube. This is actually an interesting conversation to get into. So they had the highlights on YouTube. 26,000 views when I watched it. And the Geelong race coverage, 170 or 160,000 views on the full race coverage, the 4 or 5 hour race coverage.
Do you
Yeah.
think that it was because Geelong just had like the caliber of field on the men's side was just so epic because you had KB and Yella and Hayden Wild versus the like all amazing athletes in the T100, but it was also single gender, and I don't think you had like you didn't have Kate Waugh, you didn't have Julie Duran, you didn't have like the biggest hitters over that distance, and I feel like that's like Geelong you did for the men.
I think
that definitely increased it a bit on the men's side. But I think if you had like a typical Geelong field where maybe one guy of that caliber was there, and then like everybody else was the typical Oceania crowd, and maybe, you know, the odd American or European, I think it still would have got like 100,000. Like, it's just the Ironman series. Now it's all on YouTube, which is huge, and Ironman just gets more, like, they just get more views because people race Ironman, and they're like, oh, I know this series. I see these athletes at the races I do, and they're just more into it. But definitely also the T100 being, they moved their broadcast to a harder to view platform, and it's, it being only one gender now for these races, it hurts them a little bit. It depends too, because it's a race on the same day. Like if the T100 race was the only race this weekend for pros, it would have got more views, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see how it shakes out this year for the T100, but then next year it's going to be like completely different. So it's hard to like put a ton of stock behind the T100, like the T100 series this year.
We also don't know what the viewership was, right? You just know what it was on YouTube, and obviously the people watching the YouTube recap probably didn't watch the race live. And the people that watched it live didn't watch the recap because they already saw what happened. But I will say that I actually like them breaking it up, males and females, because it gives me more races to watch on the weekend. So from that perspective, like if it's a women's race or it's a men's race, I'm watching either way.
Another way.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's just an extra race that I get to watch.
I guess that's true.
And that's just as a, you know, diehard triathlon fan. But in terms of Geelong, that race was crazy. That was so exciting. And I will say, a lot of people are watching it because it's this time of year too, right? There isn't that race fatigue. Like everyone's kind of been training over the winter, and everyone's hungry to watch. You know, it's been a few months since we've seen a lot of racing, and the timing of the races in Australia is so perfect for all of Oceania, most of Asia, and then all of North America, right?
Yeah.
So we can just, it's just an afternoon, just sit down, watch it, turn it on. It's great. It starts at 4.
Unless you're the T100 and then you put it in the middle of the afternoon, then it ends up being in the middle of the night for North America.
Yeah.
But maybe it's better for Europe.
It's probably better for Europe, but it's fine. But for me, you know, I'm not in Europe, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the timing was great. We just watch it as your Saturday evening entertainment, and both races were pretty entertaining. Like I think everyone thought, oh, Kat's just gonna kind of like destroy everyone, and then Grace Deck comes out and has a great race.
I know. I love Grace. I was like, can you just run 30 seconds faster? Like, I want you to win.
I was cheering. I like them both a lot. They're great. I was cheering for Grace though, because it doesn't really matter if Kat wins that race. Like, she's going to win the series. She's Kat Matthews. But for Grace to come out and beat Kat Matthews would be enormous for her. And so I was like, come on. But yeah, Kat's super solid. And I think she ended up finding, it seemed like she got more comfortable in the last couple kilometers and like brought it home. But Grace, like, and she's just like unconventional, right? Like, you see Grace run and you're like, oh, like she's not like an amazing runner, but she is an amazing runner. She's just like unconventional style, like doesn't, not right up on her toes, like not what you would imagine a really fast runner to be, but she runs great. Like, I almost thought of her as like the Lionel of the women's field. Like, she just gets her speed up and just holds it somehow, and you're like, holy, she's moving.
I can confirm that she does run fast because she has run past me multiple times. I'm like, why are you moving so fast?
She had the fastest run split. Obviously, Tamara didn't have her best run ever, but she still like ran like a 1:17. Tamara with a solid day coming in third. I think that was big for her to kind of muscle that out after the Ironman 2 weeks prior. And you could tell Kat and Tamara both were a little bit tired, especially on the run.
As you should be. If you're not tired 2 weeks after doing an Ironman, you didn't. You're doing something wrong.
Well, okay, so then we can flipping over to the men's race. Christian didn't appear to be tired, but he also was sick for the Ironman.
He didn't do something right. He was sick and he had not a great KB race in New Zealand.
Yeah, so his body held him back for sure, but it did not hold him back in Geelong. What were you guys thinking? Like, okay, because like obviously they're kind of all together in the swim. Then KB falls back a bit on the bike, and Yella falls back a little bit towards the end of the bike. So, I mean, it just looked like Hayden was just going to take the win to me. I was like, oh, like they're not going to run up on Hayden. Like, I just don't see that happening. What were you guys thinking at that point?
I wasn't watching the race at that point, so
Derek?
I didn't know exactly how it unfolded. But I wanted to bring up, like, also, I know it was really crowded in Geelong with the age group athletes, and just watching some of the broadcasts and some of the reels afterwards, you saw some pro athletes doing some sketchy things with like streaming and going around athletes, even though in the professional field, the rules are that we are not allowed to slipstream athletes. And I've been in situations before where there's age group athletes that are like kind of splayed all across the road, and there's like some sketchy situations and things like that. But I don't know. I have like strong feelings about like doing your best to follow the rules that are outlined. And I just saw some instances from like, clips from the race that just weren't painting some specific athletes in very great light.
Yeah, the slipstreaming was so blatant. I was watching it, and there was very few instances where it was kind of excusable and like, or where it was maybe inevitable. Which, that happens. But when I was watching it, I'll be honest, it looked like it was intentional, and I was like, did they change the rules now? Like, are we allowed to slipstream? Because I know that's something that they're very like, no slipstreaming, like it's something they say at every briefing. And the age groupers though are allowed to slipstream. It's just us that aren't allowed to. But yeah, I did.
Yeah,
see
I
it.
just wonder if that like played into the effect of like how much like the time gap that like Hayden got up there too. So
It could be. I mean, that was where he kind of dropped Yella in the last 10 kilometers and put a pretty good gap in a short period of time. So perhaps a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know if it played too much. I mean, we've seen Hayden push the boundaries of the rules a couple times with different things. So maybe not a huge surprise there. Luckily, it didn't probably affect the overall outcome of the race because he ended up third. And KB just gets like, he literally sprints. It's so insane. And it looks just like it. Honestly, it looks the same as when I saw him running on the track at wherever we were in Sierra Nevada. And he does his 10-mile threshold workouts on the track. And he's running the same exact pace. It's 3:10 per K. Just rips 3:10 per K all day long. Like, and then he goes and does it in the race. Like, who trains their threshold? Like, who can do their same pace in a race as what they do their threshold training? Like, that's actually pretty impressive. Hardly anybody can do that. Yeah. Most people are slower because it's just you're fatigued and you're doing 21K of it. Like, it's really hard to do, but he just somehow does it.
But he was like sprinting, like watching the video, like he was sprinting like it looked like the whole time.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's insane to see.
It's like,
and now we got to freaking race him.
Yeah.
He's got to be a little tired, okay?
Do you guys remember the Yokohama race, the WTS Yokohama, where he had gotten dropped they made that last U-turn, I don't know what it was, like 2K to the finish. He got dropped, and it looked like it wasn't going to happen. And he came out of nowhere and just like had this monster comeback and won it. I think it was the first WTS he won. And it was like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone suffer that much. Like,
it is.
It's just crazy. And that reminded me of it yesterday. Like, he was so determined. It seemed like he was like, you know what? I lost the last race. I'm not losing this race. And he's like, I'm going to sprint for as long as I can and hold it for as long as I can.
Yeah.
And, sprint as fast as I can and hold it for as long as I can.
Yeah.
You
know that people doubt it. Like, if people start doubting him, that's like his fuel. Like when we were in Sierra Nevada, he would talk about the times where, oh, this one time Vincent Louis said in a interview with World Triathlon that so, you know, Christian's a dog with a lot of bark but no bite or something like this, and then he's like, and I remembered that, and then it came back in the next race and I bit because whatever he did, he beat him probably like 10 times in a row or something after that. So you just know with the Ironman, you get the odd person who's like, ooh, maybe Christian's just not as good now, or like whatever, and then Christian's like, hell no, I'm coming back right now. And he would have technically been like probably predicted to come third in that race, because those two guys both didn't do the Ironman. They've both had his number. Like Yella's beaten Christian recently, and Hayden beats Yella all the time last year. So everyone's like, oh, Christian will get third. Well, no, he just Christian things, and just it was insane to watch. It was so insane to watch.
Yeah, I've become a lot like I've always like held Christian in like a very like obviously he's an amazing athlete, but I've become a lot bigger of a Christian fan over the past like I think basically since he went to Sierra Nevada with him and like kind of gave us a little bit more of like, oh, they're like he's really cool and he just works hard and he just also, but he also has all like the fan stuff too. Like will interact with fans, he'll take selfies with them, like he's just so I think he's just very good for the sport, which is cool. Yeah, I agree. But the bounce back to Oceanside, Jackson, you're going head to head with him as the current record holder of Oceanside and bib number 20. Also, really funny that triathlon memes, like Instagram, where they had a meme of Jackson, like I think you were about to vomit after like a race or something.
Michigan 2023, 24.
When you held off Lionel.
Yeah, holding back the chunks about to come out, and the meme says like, when you're the course record holder but given number like bib 20 for Oceanside.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I take some pressure off. I've done Oceanside 3 times. I've won and I've been third twice, so I've never been off the podium there. And like this time, it's like, oh, it's an insane field. I would be fine if I was off the podium, but also that was the same story all those other times. Oceanside is always like I don't think it's any more competitive than it usually is.
Yeah.
So I'll just go do my thing, and I've been training well, training hard, been feeling good. I've been basically doing what I always do, except more running and feeling better on the run and faster on the run. So, like, I went back and looked at my training from Oceanside the year I won, comparing it to now, and my swim and bike were similar, like, right now to then, and my run now is just so, like, it's way better. It's not even close. Like,
what do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I mean, I am just running more mileage. I'm not doing any more intensity, I don't think. Like, maybe my kind of threshold sessions are a little bit longer. But I'm running, I've put together 5 weeks. There was at least 4 weeks in a row that were 95 to 103K of running. And it's just, And like back when I was training for Oceanside that year, I've historically done a lot of like 80 to 85. So I'm like, not that much more, 10 to 15K more, but maybe that's making a difference, or I don't know, maybe just that little bit more of that threshold work. But also I've really changed my micro to focus on, I think for one thing, I'm running as the first workout after a recovery day. Like not the first workout, but I do recovery day, hard run day, then the next day is the hard bike day. I've historically always done it the other way around. Recovery day, hard bike day, then hard run day. So I think that's just allowed me to get more out of my running and my run training. And then the bike, it's been really hard to like do the good workouts and push the good numbers. And I have had a couple days where like, if I have a bad workout, it's been a bike, but it's only been like 2 workouts out of the whole training block. So I think it's been worth it. So it's probably changing up the micro a bit and just pushing out that long run a little bit more. I got up to 29 on my longest run, which isn't insane. It's like whatever, but we'll see. I mean, and the other thing is I'm running a bit fresher, so who knows how that'll translate? Maybe I'm in the same run shape, but if I can do what I did that time, I'd probably be pretty happy with that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm the low mileage guy though on the Triathlon Hour Oceanside podcast.
Yeah. How does that come about when Justin's training 20 hours a week?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think like the way that that series started was literally like a week after my off season. I was training like 13 hours the first week or something, and then I got sick, and like the first 4 or 5 weeks I was pretty low, and then it somehow like Justin's like, oh, you must be like the all talent, no hard work, like opposite of Trevor Foley. I'm like, dude, that is so the opposite of what I am. So, but anyways, I also like I have been motivated to train hard and focus and just really dial it in, because I know last year wasn't what I was capable of, and I think I really got the training dialed in. The other thing I've committed to this block is during like every time I do a run workout or a long run, so that's 3 times a week, I do a minimum of 3 solid pickups, like 15 to 20 seconds, and I just do it every time, because I really feel like that speed, just getting that little bit of speed in the legs frequently is super important for me, and it's something I've fallen away from in the past, and I did too much of it at one point last year. Like I overcorrected, but that's like the sweet spot for me. And then having one workout a week where it's more like a VO2 focus, or at least has some VO2 focus, where I'm running fast and like doing significant portion of it at like under 3 minute pace. So those things in combination, I think, have just led to faster speeds at the like threshold or race pace type efforts in training. So hopefully that translates. We'll see. But either way, I'm stoked to just race, and I'm feeling tired. I felt kind of like crap in my training today, so that's a good sign. 6 days out. It's been
That's like the best sign. I feel like if you feel too good a week out, you're like, this is not good. What a panic button. I need to be feeling tired and off. And
yeah.
No,
I think so.
I'm super
We'll
stoked
see.
because I think even though we already had Dallas last weekend, this is definitely like Oceanside's the kickoff of the North American racing pro series race. And it's just like the fields are stacked. Like on the men's side, you have KB, Casper, you got Rudy Von Berg, Gustav Eden, Sam Long, Jonas Schomburg, Sam Appleton, Jason West, Ben Canute, Christian Hogenhog, Jackson Laundry. I'm just going through the list. Like it's epic. We got Nicholas Chase going.
We got Mark Dubrick. Don't forget Mark Dubrick.
We got Mark Dubrick. What number is he?
28.
Okay.
Cam Werf, Ari. We got Ari and Justin, of course. We got.
Yeah.
It's solid. It is really solid. But I look at it and I'm like, is this stronger than a typical Oceanside? And I don't think it is. I think it's about the same.
Especially the year
because
that
it's always really strong.
Yeah, the year that you won that had like Rudy, Lionel, was Sam Long
Garrick,
there.
we can hear your
You
breathing
had-
all of a sudden. I don't know what just
Yeah,
happened.
it got really loud.
Jack, I think you unplugged your mic.
Did I? Oh, hang on. No, I
You
didn't.
did.
This is podcast mic. PDX
You're-
2.
But Garrick, yeah, it's really loud and static.
Like your background noise, and we could even hear like humming and buzzing and
Well, that's gonna clear it. That'll clear. Don't worry about it. On the
Okay.
recording, it won't show up.
Oh, sweet.
Because
Anyways, we'll pick it back
Jack's
up
audio
then.
quality dropped like substantially for me, and I figured he just unplugged his mic or something.
Weird.
oh, you just came back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, keep going.
Okay.
Anyways,
where
I
were
Remember
we?
think-
that everyone's gonna listen to that and be like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, the year that you won was like it's always been stacked, and I think it's fun to race the top guys at the beginning of the year too, and then a lot of them we might not see for a couple months, and then you kind of like hit it back again come like the Kona and the 70.3 world champs and things like that. But also
Yeah.
like the women's field is like super strong. You have Paula Finley, defending champ, coming over. Taylor Knibb doing the back-to-back, flying from Australia, coming back to Oceanside. You have Solveig Lofseth, Kona Ironman world champion from last year. Jackie Herring, who always races well in the U.S. Danielle Lewis, Marta Sanchez, Grace Tech also coming back from Australia, flying back. She's even though she's Australian, she actually spends half her time in like south of LA, so kind of a hometown race for her. 2 hometown races, which is kind of cool. Kirsten Casper, Amelie Kretz, like really strong women's field, which is going to be pretty epic. Yeah, so I'm stoked. Garrick and I are going to watch. We're there to cheer and eat breakfast in the VIP tent while you guys are cold and then working really hard on the
you guys
bike.
are coming?
Yeah.
I knew you were coming, but Garrick, I just assumed that you weren't coming.
Oh, we're staying together.
Oh, sick. That's awesome. No, but I even like heard early rumblings that you're coming. I'm like, he's not gonna end up coming, and then he does. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have the
just-
best YouTube video ever. I'm gonna have so much footage.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
I'm so fired up to just like be there and watch a race. I don't think I've done that since when that one race, the Steelhead in like, what year was that? Maybe 2016, 2017 when Jack did it?
17. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a good
Ben
race.
and I
That was
were
my best
there.
run that year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. That was the day after Proven. You like did back-to-back races and stuff.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
It's
I'm
good.
so
We just-
stoked now that you guys are coming. I knew that. I should have. I mean, I was just in my freaking threshold farm this last like 5 weeks. I've just been like, dude, I'm so locked. Like, here, let me, we talk about the training on the road to Oceanside, but let's talk about it a little bit here. Because we can actually count strength training here, so it's real. It's real.
No, I don't count strength training.
Why
Okay,
not?
so-
it counts as training. There's a TSS associated to it, so it counts
Yeah.
as training.
I'm not counting like stretching. I'm like actually weightlifting, and I'm not taking huge rest. I do a circuit, so I keep moving. So I'm like always doing something. So, let's go back to the first week I actually started training hard. So that would be February 9th to 15th. 27 hours, 5 minutes. And then we had the next week, 29 hours, 4 minutes. The next week, 30 hours, 37 minutes. The next week's 31 hours, 22 minutes. Next week's 31 hours, 10 minutes. And then now this week, 26 hours and 8 minutes. Coming
And what
down.
will you do this week? Coming up.
Probably like 15. I don't even know that. Maybe including the race, 15, something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty chill. And obviously hours aren't all, they don't all count for the same, but it's the same structure every week. 2 hard bikes, 2 hard runs. This week I did an interval brick workout instead of 2 hard bikes, 2 hard runs. So I guess it would still count as 2 of each, but then it was like a bit less of a hard one if you kind of count it that way. But yeah, it's been the best. Like that's the longest training block I think I've ever done, 5 consecutive weeks. And
That's
I feel
really good. Yeah.
So
Which is the
like,
most
it's not like
important
I was like, oh, I slogged through this mileage and my workout sucked. It was, the workouts went great, especially the runs. The swims have been solid. Like I felt pretty bad today, and I was still swimming 5-minute 400s for threshold, which is about kind of it's just kind of like the, what would you call it? The benchmark. Like if I'm swimming 5-minute 400s threshold, that's about what I need to be at to be competitive. And then, yeah, bike numbers are pretty strong. Like I would expect my threshold is around that 360 to 370, which is where it needs to be typically. So we'll see. I'm sad that you can't
30
race, Lisa.
30 hours
I know.
of training
It'll be
when you're
fun.
training full time is not actually that much work.
Pretty
But if
easy.
you
Anybody
include
can do it.
commuting to and from the pool,
Yeah. Podcasts. I do about 3 hours a week of
Everyone,
that.
unless you have a pool, like unless you have a 25-meter pool in your backyard, everyone's commuting to the pool.
It's
I mean, I
true.
guess that's a lot. It's a lot.
it's just like-
Jackson. Don't let him tell you that.
I
it's
think
not.
I think it's like a sweet
4 days a
spot.
week.
Like I
Where
don't think
all I do
it's-
is train and recover. 4 days a week.
Like it's just like I think 30 hours when you're training full time is like a nice sweet spot. And like, plus or minus 2 hours, obviously.
How
not
many
30
how
on
many
the dot,
hours are you biking a week, Jackson?
So those peak weeks were, well, I can just go into my Strava app. Yeah, like 12 hours, 13, 14, 15, 14. Yeah. So like 14.
I feel like to get to like 30, I guess you are running a lot. Because in my head, I'm always like, oh, like I peak out at like 4.5 hours of running a week ever. And
Running,
then
I
everything else
did-
has to be filled biking because I don't swim. You swim 4 or 5 hours a week.
Running, I did 86K, 6.5 hours, 89K, 6.5 hours, 95K, 7 hours, 97K, basically 7 hours, 103K, almost 7.5 hours. And then
Yeah.
this week, 83K, 6 hours 20. But the one thing that I get chirped on the Triathlon Hour Road to Oceanside is my swim is like, I pretty much just count the time I'm in the pool. So there's like 30-second to a minute breaks between sets, and I do quite a lot of drills that are slow. So like maybe you could subtract 10 minutes of swim or something. So
Yeah.
maybe it would be an hour less.
But when you're doing a run workout, you're recording your recovery. It's no
I know
different.
it's so stupid. It's so
Yeah, I do not record my recovery though. But I also don't I've never do like walk recovery. I feel like I always do like jogging. I can't say that
Really?
anymore. I haven't done a run workout in like months. So
Yeah,
That's
you
probably
don't
why you're
record.
always-
You don't
that's probably
record
why
any of
you're
your
always
run
injured.
workouts. Hey, you should probably do walk recovery. Don't you do hard intervals
Yeah,
where you're
what
like
the heck?
above threshold and you need to walk for a few seconds?
no, I barely do run workouts.
I guess.
I have my ceiling for being a better runner. I feel like is very high. It's just the keeping the body in like one piece is the big.
Yeah, I feel like
that's,
because you're
the
always coming
puzzle
back from
piece.
an injury. You're always coming back from an injury, and then so you never really get back to it. And then there's a race, and then you race, and then you get injured again.
Yeah, exactly. It's just this cycle. But I do want to talk about you for a second, Garrick, because I pulled up Strava earlier and I saw that you did a 4-hour ride inside up, the portal in Zwift, and then you did
Yeah, nice little base
like a
ride today.
50-minute run. That's a 5-hour training day for someone who's like semi-retired to be dad weekend warrior over
I
there.
know. I've been like, I've had like on the weekends. The past 2 weekends. So if you look, last Sunday I did a 4-hour ride again, or also, and I've had like some mild motivation. I think the big thing was something that I didn't really address before was that I went through like a bit of a burnout, just trying to basically stack 30-hour training weeks and
Work a full-time
work.
job.
Yeah. And it was doable. The only issue that I had was my sleeping. My sleep quality was so bad. Like I was looking back and there were nights where I was sleeping like 3.5, 4.5 hours, so it
Which
took,
means you can't absorb training.
exactly. But the thing is I thought I was sleeping okay because my time in bed was fine. Like I'd be in bed for 8 hours and stuff, but I was just like so mentally fried. Like it was more mental than like a physical thing that I just couldn't sleep at night. And so it took me it was like, I call it like a mini burnout. Like I feel like I had a mini burnout. And that all kind of came to head at Ironman Chatty. And then I just kind of was like, okay, so it took like months off of just doing whatever I wanted to do. And I had like spurts of actual training over January, February, but got sick and stuff. But like the last couple weeks, I feel like I really turned a corner. And I haven't been training a lot. Like it's still low volume, not pushing it. But the days that I feel like training, I'll train. So today was just like mostly base ride. Like I went up, did a steady effort up whatever the portal was, and then did a steady effort up Alpe de Zwift, and then just ran 10K and then walked 5 minutes. So that was just the day. I just felt fine. Yesterday I did a run workout and stuff, and then that's kind of how it's been. So I've been feeling good. I've been sleeping consistently like 6.5 to 6 hours every night, which for me is good. Like I know it
that's
sounds
your bad
bad,
sleeper.
but I'm a bad sleeper. So for me it's good, and I feel refreshed in the morning, like sleeping that much. So and consistently doing that, it catches up and it feels a lot better.
Okay. Yeah. Oh God, if I get
man.
6 hours of sleep a night, I'm like
I
a
know.
terrible
If I don't
human
get,
to
like,
be around.
8, I'm like, I'm quitting triathlon. I have
Yeah,
been getting
like-
up at 6 a.m. though, literally this whole block. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe the getting up early every day has like
Okay.
fixed my circadian rhythm in my recovery.
I also like I've seen people like post on Instagram like that they're like night owls, that they train, like they like to train after work, like night owl people. And I just like, and I have a couple athletes that I coach, and I just like stand by this, that like I know that people have different internal clocks going on, but I think if you can become like a morning person, you're always going to set yourself up for a better like chance of success versus like putting workouts out off till after work usually, because after a full work day, like you're toasted, you probably like ate some of the cupcakes that were in the office at the community
Yes, you got
table,
energy.
and then you're like, you felt like you're gonna like poop yourself because you have to do like a hard threshold track workout after work. And I just feel like you set yourself up for success if you can become like a morning person. And I think it helps you sleep a little bit better too, because I think that your like heart rate gets so high, you're kind of like when you're working out, it's just like you have more, I don't know if it's adrenaline or like cortisol levels.
I think it depends what you do for work too, right? Like for me,
Yeah.
I have some days where I'm mildly active at work, some days where I'm not really. Like I probably average 5,000 steps a day at work.
Okay.
And that's not like, I'm not fried every day when I come home or anything like that, right? But I will say that yeah, training too late does affect your sleep. I used to have a 9 p.m. rule, and I pushed it back to 8 p.m. Now that doesn't matter so much. So at 8 p.m. I just end it. If I'm whatever I'm doing, 8 p.m. done. And I find that that's always fine, and I'm usually in bed by, if I don't have any work to do that night, which if I'm training that late usually means I don't, then just go to bed. I'm in bed by 9:30.
Okay. Do you eat dinner after, or do you eat dinner before?
No, I eat dinner after. Like that's assuming that, like I started training at 5:30, 6 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we got to ask a question. So you're doing this, you're getting some motivation, you're going to train, you're going to do Mont Tremblant with me, right?
Let's not put labels on it.
Okay, maybe Happy Valley, maybe Mont Tremblant. We'll decide later. And then you guys are having a baby in freaking July. So then this goes out the window in July. So to be honest, so does this,
Yeah.
do you view this as like, okay, this is my last chance to kind of, push a good training block here and race pro, and then after that, like, you're just going to do whatever, like, you're going to play it by ear because you just don't know? Because I feel like you don't know until you're in that situation,
Yeah, the thing is, like, you don't know what's gonna happen after that. But I just do it because I just do it for the love of the game. So I don't know what's gonna happen after that. Right now I'm just training because I love it, and I want to, I love towing the line. Who knows what's gonna happen after? Morgan and I have had discussions about certain things, and but we don't know what's involved in. I mean, I've never had a baby before. I don't know what's involved in taking care of like a newborn. I hear some people say they're like, oh yeah, it's it's not that bad. It's when they become toddlers, and other people say this is the worst thing ever.
and I feel like it depends on
so I
what
don't know.
the baby you get. Like some babies like sleep great, and some babies are like up all night. Like you don't know.
Just make sure you get all your advice from TikTok and you'll be fine. I saw this TikTok, well, it was actually an Instagram reel, that my girlfriend showed me, that apparently babies they can learn potty training from like a few months old. If you just put them on the potty, if you just hold them there,
I've watched
they'll
a
learn it.
bunch of videos of people saying that too. So I think it's gonna be a
Really?
fun experiment.
Yeah.
You're like potty trained. You're like 6 months old.
Yeah, like every
Yeah,
time
see
you
if you
move
can do
them
it.
from a place to a place, or you're about to leave or whatever, you just like put them on the potty, and their instinct is to not soil themselves if they can, like, and they just learn it pretty quickly, apparently.
We definitely
what-
watched
this-
the same video.
And it's probably total fake news, but who knows? Just try
My
it.
whole
Just let me know.
TikTok now is just like baby stuff and like like birthing stuff and strollers and all kinds of stuff.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah,
I can only
it's different.
imagine.
Yeah.
Do you have like do you have like your biggest like fear about the whole process, like the whole becoming a dad? Like is there like something that you're like, this is what I'm most scared about?
Well, okay, so having a wife that works in L&D, I hear all the horror stories. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm like terrified for her for what
Yeah.
can go wrong. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm scared of the baby dying on me.
Yes, let's not have that.
It's terrible.
But it's mostly, it's exciting. You try not to think about that stuff. Like right now, I'm renovating the nursery. So I'm doing I put chair railing up, and then I did box trim under it and all that stuff. So and then we're gonna.
Oh, is that the room I usually stay
paint
in
it and-
when I come there?
No, we put it in the little guest room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's the closest to us and the least to renovate. But it's good. It's so expensive though. I feel like every time, every 2 weeks we get paychecks, and it's oh, okay, what are we dropping $1,000 on this week?
I have a question, because I'm sure you've talked about baby names yet, and I don't want to ask you what baby names you're thinking, but can you tell me some baby?
Lisa, if it's a girl, Jackson, if it's a boy.
Wait, isn't it a
It's
girl?
a girl. Yeah, it's a girl.
Okay.
Okay, so
It's not gonna be Jackson, but maybe
So-
Jacqueline.
Yeah, I was leaning
But,
towards.
do you have?
I've put some names down, but okay, we have settled on a name. I'm not gonna say it, obviously.
Can you tell
we
me
are
some names that are out? Some names that you
Volca
didn't. choose.
was one that I was, leaning towards. I put in ChatGPT, give me strong warrior names, and the one it shot out was Volca. So that's not her name. Right now, though, we're debating, big debate on the middle name. So I don't know how people came up with middle names. I think there should be somewhat of a meaning behind it. Morgan thinks it should just sound good. So we're kind of, working with that.
What's
So-
Morgan's maiden name?
Provenche.
Oh.
Wait,
Yeah, I have
it's pronounced
suggested
Lisa
French?
French.
It's pronounced the
Provenche.
French way?
Yeah, it's French.
Or do you just-
Provenche.
Oh, I literally would have pronounced it correctly if I knew that.
Yeah, well, her dad's French. He's from Kapuskasing. He's even a Habs fan for some reason.
Oh my god.
Well, because he's French. But
Yeah.
yeah. And then so my middle name is my mom's maiden name, and
Yeah.
so I suggested that, but Morgan said Provenche is too long.
Yeah, or a little Provence, or you can shorten
Well,
it.
I've got that too. I've got my mom's maiden name, but then I have another middle name, which is my dad's middle name.
What's your full name then, Jackson?
Jackson Robert Chevalier Laundry. So I've got the French middle name. That's exactly just tell her that's what Jackson did, and then she'll do it.
Did you ever, when we were naming Gianna, my dog, we were trying to come up with cute dog names and stuff, and I was like, let's do something like a bike, some sort of bike cute names, and the one I really liked though was Presta. Isn't that a cute name, Presta? Because the Presta the valve.
Nice
But,
valve.
But it could be
It is a good
yeah.
name. It's
You can have
interesting.
twins. You can name them Presta and Schrader. If Steve and I have kids, that's what their names are gonna be, because we're gonna have twins.
Nice.
Oh man.
Well, any more triathlon talk, or are we? Man, I'm so excited I get to see you guys this week. That's awesome.
I know.
I know.
I'm so excited to just watch the race.
Oh my god, it's gonna be the best.
Not have to worry about performing and stuff.
It's gonna be
I
good to
have,
have someone watching the run who actually knows what to say. Usually there is the odd person, but
we can give you accurate splits and accurate information on what's happening ahead, behind.
Hopefully
just
nothing's
behind.
happening ahead.
Yeah, just behind.
when the year I won Oceanside, I believe it was Simon. Oh, it might have been the next year, but there was one year where Simon Whitfield was on course, and he just gave me the best little bits of saying the right thing when you're running, because you know how when you run through all the crowds, everyone's just shit, go, run, catch up to him, saying stuff like that, and Simon would just say the exact thing I needed him to say, not just sprint harder thing, and he'd be I'd be running with someone who'd be you're good right there, just hang there, or he'd be just stay relaxed, or whatever it was, to try to bring it down, because I feel when it's so hype with all the people cheering, sometimes you just need to stay calm.
Yeah. Especially if
And
you're
the-
like in the position where you're like coming off like first off the bike, or like in that front group, and it's so easy, especially in Oceanside, to get carried away those first couple miles too, where you're like, whoa, I never run like 450 pace and training. Maybe I shouldn't run my first mile sub 5.
Yeah, but that's why I did this VO2 training. So I've done a bunch of
So
stuff
you
sub
can.
3-minute pace, so I can be like, well, at least I've done it, like for 2-minute intervals. Yeah. But
No, it's Oceanside's gonna be epic. We're also gonna have some like real Tri Squad meetups there. Definitely after the race, we'll do something. Garrick is gone. He left us.
oh, come on, Garrick, come back to us. Okay, we'll do the outro.
He's gone. I'm
Okay, wait,
back.
what are the meetups we're gonna do? Let's real quick say that. Do we know?
I think Nick said something about on Thursday morning there might be a little shakeout of some sort, or like meet and greet Thursday morning. Nothing Friday because Friday's so busy. But yeah, Saturday post race, I think they'll do a hangout at your guys' house, and yeah. So
Strand.
and there's also, we still have to organize this, but Annie Fuller and I are going to be there, and I'm going to bring a whole bunch of RTS stuff in my bag, and we're going to run around and do some scavenger hunt stuff. So definitely make sure that you're following the Real Tri Squad on Instagram so you can win some hats, some socks, some cool stuff. Maybe we'll get a signed photo of Jackson's face that you could also win. But follow us on Instagram and make sure that you follow along our pretty game, like our fun game that hopefully it works.
There we go. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it'll be good. But yeah, other than that, triathlon season is here and healthy, and we're super stoked for just like all the people that are racing. We have so many RTS people racing, and just like friends of the podcast, friends of the RTS, and it's gonna be pretty epic.
Hell yeah. All right, how do we sign this out? Garrick's not here. I don't know how it works.
I don't know.
Peace.
Okay, till next time. We'll see. If you guys are in Oceanside, come say hi. But till next time, peace
Peace out.
out.
I got ish to do, flying through the sky in my parachute, dancing on the couch like I'm Tommy Cruise on a one-man mission trying to see